Welcome, welcome back to income tax class. We are in a third unit, that is income from house property. In the previous class, I introduced you the concepts of house property. What is house property? And the syllabus also I mentioned in the previous class. See, in the introductory class, in the previous class, I gave you in simple terms, in basic terms, what is the meaning of house. In the previous class, I mentioned what is the meaning of the house. What is a house? What is a house? Just please, what is a house? A house is a place where we live, where we stay. That is what I mentioned yesterday in the previous class. It is a home. Okay. See, when I explained you about agricultural income, I specified three conditions for any income to be termed as agricultural income. What are those three conditions? Can anybody recall? At least one condition, can anybody recall? For any income to be termed as agricultural income, I mentioned three conditions. At least one condition, anybody can tell? Can anybody tell? Can anybody recall? What is an agricultural? For agricultural income, three certain conditions I mentioned. The land should be used for agricultural purpose. The land should be situated in India, and the assessee should be the owner of the land. Only in those three conditions, the income will be deemed to have come from agricultural land. Is it yes or no? Did anybody remember? Three conditions I specified. The land should be used for agricultural purpose. The land should be situated in India. And thirdly, the assessee should be the owner of the agricultural land. Likewise, certain conditions I mentioned. Did anybody recall? Did anybody remember? Okay, coming to house property. For any property to be deemed as house property, these three conditions should be fulfilled under section 22 of Income Tax Act. The first condition is annual value of the property. See, the building, the house should be consisting of any buildings or lands apparent thereto. Means on a particular land, buildings should have been constructed, or additional benefits which are related to any building should be present there, which is owned by the assessee. Second condition is the building should be owned, the house property should be owned by the assessee. And thirdly, the building, the house should not be used for the purpose of assessee's business or profession. It should not be used for assessee's business or profession. Okay. I am repeating, according to section 22 of Income Tax Act 1961, the assessee has to pay tax on annual value of the property which consists of any buildings or lands appurtenant thereto. Appurtenant means additional facilities on any land or supporting building. The building should be owned by the assessee, and the building should not be used for business or profession. In those conditions, the assessee is liable to pay house property. These three conditions you should remember. Okay. In the previous class, I have showed you this. House can be self-occupied or let out. And see, all house properties are not liable to be taxed. There are certain exemptions. See, in these cases, house property will not be taxed. What are those conditions? You can see. See, if the building is situated in agricultural land and it is used as a storehouse or a dwelling house, means the agricultural person who is involved in agricultural activity is staying in that house. He has 1 acre land. He is using it for agricultural purpose. and here he has constructed a house and he is living there, then that house property is not going to be taxed. It is treated as agricultural income and it is fully exempt. Okay. Then annual value of any one palace in the occupation of an ex-Indian ruler. See, you very well know, before our India's independence, several kingdoms were there in our country. Now also their successors are there. They are alive. They are living in various houses. See, one palace of an ex-Indian ruler, of an ex-Indian king is exempt from tax. Suppose if successor of Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji is still alive. See, they have 10 palaces. In one palace they can stay. On the remaining nine palaces, that income is taxable. Okay. So likewise, certain conditions are there, certain specifications are there. Similarly, other kinds of exemptions are also there. See, house property which is belonging to a local authority, means which may be belonging to Gram Panchayat or Nagar Panchayat or municipality or corporation or university or scientific research association or recognized educational institution, hospital or games and sports association or registered trade union, their house properties are not taxable. Okay. Similarly, property belonging to an authority constituted under any law, means government godowns are there, FCI godowns are there. They are not treated as house properties because they are being used as godowns for storing commodities. They are not house properties. Okay. Similarly, house property held by a trust established fully for charitable purposes, that is also not taxable. Okay. Similarly, house property held by a political party, the political party's house is also not taxable. Similarly, house property owned by an assessee used for his own business or professional purposes, that type of house is also not taxable. Okay. Similarly, self-occupied houses, that is according to the Finance Act 1986 with effect from 1/4/1987, it specifies where the property consists of one house or part of a house in the occupation of the owner for his own residence and is not actually let out during any part of the previous year, the annual value of such a house shall be taken to be nil. Means he has a house, an assessee has a house, but he is not staying in that house or he has not given it for let out. So this value will be treated as zero. So no income is generated from that house and hence there is no tax. So these are the exempted house property incomes. Okay. Now in the previous class I have shown you and I asked you to note down this, and the most important thing in this one is calculation of gross annual value. How to calculate today we will see. This is the most important calculation in income from house property. How to calculate it we will see. Okay. Now you note down this one. How to calculate gross annual value. In this way we can calculate. Okay. See, first of all, in the problem several items will be given. Determination of gross annual value. See, 4 values will be there. Normally in any problem at least 2-3 values they will give. In determining gross annual value they are important. Those values are municipal rental value. Means in any village or in any town, Gram Panchayat or municipality or corporation, they will determine a house value. This house is worth this much. Rent can be paid on this one this much. Likewise, it will be determined. That value you have to take in the first step. See, in the 3 steps you have to calculate gross annual value. In these 3 steps, municipal rental value you have to check, fair rental value you have to check. From these 2, whichever is high, that value you are going to compare with standard rent. See, standard rent means in our country Rent Control Act is there. I hope you know it, Rent Control Act. According to Rent Control Act, every house's rent will be fixed according to that law. So in the problem, if they give this value, you have to compare with this first step value. See, fair rental value means in the same locality, in similar type of house, how much it is worth for giving as rent, they will determine. See, municipal rental value according to Gram Panchayat, according to municipality value they will give. Fair rental value in the same location, same type of house, for how much it can be given for rent, that will be given in the problem. These two values, whichever is highest value, whichever is higher, you will take to second step, and this value you are going to compare with standard rent. So in these two values, whichever is less, you are going to take to third step. So in this one, second step, whatever amount came, and actual rent means actually the person, whoever is the owner, whoever is the assessee, he is going to collect some money from the tenant, from the person who is there in the house as a tenant for rent purpose. So whatever actual rent that he has received, assessee has received, will be compared with this value, and the higher of the two will be treated as gross annual value. Okay, so if we do one or two problems, it will be clear to you. See, these four values I am mentioning. Municipal rental value means the value fixed by municipality, the value fixed by local body. Fair rental value, similar kind of building in the same locality, for how much rent it can be given, that value. In these two values, higher value will be going to the second step. So here standard rent is the rent fixed according to Rent Control Act. So in these two values will be compared, and in these two values less value will go to the third step. So in this step, actual rent received from the tenant and this second step value will be compared. The highest value among all these four means the higher value among these two will will be treated as gross annual value. So if we do one problem, it will be clear to you. But first of all, you note down these three steps. Step 1, MRV, you can simply write MRV, municipal rental value, or FRV, fair rental value. Second step, step 1 or SR, standard rent. Third step, this step, whichever less value, that one, say step 2, and actual rental value, ARV. This is standard rent value. These three steps you note down. We will do one problem now. I hope you have noted down. Okay. So this is the problem. You note down the problem. We will calculate the problem. Calculate gross annual value of Mr. X resident from the particulars given below. First one is fair rental value 90,000. Second one is municipal rental value 85. PA means per annum. Annum means per year. Third one is actual rent 75,000 per annum. Fourth one is standard rent 55,000 per annum. This is the problem. We have to find out gross annual value. How to find? I will tell you. Have you noted down this problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay, right. First heading you have to keep computation of gross annual value. See, GAV, always capitals you keep, GAV, gross annual value. Okay, this you keep it as heading. Now first, these three steps I mentioned. Okay, step 1. Step 1 you can see. First MRV you have to take. MRV. What is the MRV given in the problem? Municipal rental value. How much it is given?
85,000, sir.
Very good, 85,000. See, this you are going to compare with which value? Fair rental value. FRV will be given in the problem. What is FRV?
90,000, sir.
Very good, 90,000. See, in the first step, whichever is higher, you have to take that amount into consideration I mentioned. So, in these okay, I will increase the font size. Are you able, is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Shall I increase the font size otherwise? Okay. See, what I am doing is, so 90,000, this has to be taken into consideration, this 90,000. Okay. See, step 2. See, in the step 2, see, 90,000 we have chosen, no? So, that is FRV, you know, in the first step, step 1 amount, maximum amount you have to take into consideration, 90,000. And in the second step, this amount we have to compare with which amount? Standard rental value, that amount we have to compare. Step 1 value is 90,000, higher amount of these two. Okay. This, what is the standard rental value given in the problem? It is 55,000. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now see, in these two values, whichever is lower, that will go to step 3. Okay. So now step 3. See, step 3. Step 2 amount, that qualified amount is 55,000. To this you have to compare with actual rental value I mentioned, A or B. The actual rent in the problem, if you see, the amount that is received from the tenant is 75,000. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, okay. So in these two amounts, which amount is more? 75,000 is more. So that amount will be our gross annual value. Okay. GAV, therefore GAV is equal to 75,000. So the computation of this one is important in the problem. In the entire problem, if you are able to understand these steps, almost you can score in a better way. Okay. So I am increasing the font size. Now is it visible clearly? Now you can see.
Yes, sir.
Gross annual value.
Yes, sir.
See, therefore the symbol you have to insert here. Therefore you have to write here. Therefore GAV, gross annual value, is equal to 75,000. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
See, whichever is higher. Higher will be qualifying into the next step. Okay, in these two ones, whichever is lower you have to take into consideration. Now this lowest amount 55,000 is that this will qualify to third step. Okay, in these two, whichever amount is higher, that you are going to take as gross annual value. Like this you note down, like this you have to write. Therefore GAV is equal to 75,000. Have you noted down? Please note down one problem I will give to you now. Municipal rental value, fair rental value, you have to compare in the first step. Whichever is higher in these two amounts, that will go to second step. And first step amount you are going to compare with standard rental value. And in these two amounts, whichever amount is low, that will qualify to the third step. In the third step, second step amount, actual rental value, those two you are going to those two, whichever amount is higher, it will go to the final, that is final value, that will be deemed as gross annual value. That amount is going to be declared as, deemed as gross annual value. Did you understand? Shall I give one problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Taking the problem, you take the problem. Okay. MRV is equal to MRV is equal to MRV is equal to 90,000. Are you able to see the problem now on the screen?
No, sir.
You are unable to see?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. MRV is equal to 90,000. FRV is equal to 88,000. Then SR means standard rent. Standard rent is equal to 70,000, and actual rent is equal to 8,000. PM means, what is PM? Per month. You have to convert it into years. Per 12 months, what is the amount? You have to calculate and you have to do the problem accordingly. Did you understand? Finish quickly in 5 minutes. Yes, actual rent here per annum, how much it is going to be? Per annum you have to take into count.
96, sir. 90.
Very good, 96,000. Okay. So based on that, you do the problem quickly and tell me the answer.
GAP, sir. G.
Okay. I will check once. Okay. Let others also do. Yes, who told the answer? Akhil? Who told the answer?
Srinu, sir.
Srinu. Nunavatu Srinu. Okay.
96,000.
96,000. Suman, what is the answer? Are you doing?
I'm doing, sir. Wait, sir.
Okay. MRV and FRV, both you are going to take into count. Okay. See, MRV value in the problem, it is 90,000. Okay. Fair rental value, FRV is equal to 88,000. Okay. So in these two ones, whichever is higher, you are going to take it to next stage. Okay. Here. So the value is, what is the higher value in these two? 90,000.
90,000.
That will be going to the next stage. 90,000. Okay. Now next, In the second stage, that is the step 1.
We need 100%.
90,000. This is step 1. Step 1. Okay. Next one. Step 1 amount. Step 1 amount, that is 90,000, and you are going to compare it with standard rent. Standard rent value is 70,000. So in these two amounts, whichever is low, you are going to consider. Okay. In these two amounts, whichever amount is low, you will take it to next step. In these two amounts, which amount is low? 70,000 is low. So this is the step 2 value. Okay. So now in the last step, step 2 value, that is 70,000, and the next value actual rent. Actual rent value is, in the problem you can say 96,000 actual rent value. 96,000. So in these two amounts, the higher value will be your gross annual value. Okay. So you can see in these two values, higher value is 96,000. So that is going to be our gross annual value. Okay. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that is why this is very, very easy problem actually. In the entire income tax, the calculation of income from house property is easy for you. So for 20 marks, these problems like this will come. Means this is the first step in the problem. In 10 minutes, you can finish the problem. Okay. So that is why you should not miss this question, this problem. It's very, very easy. Oh, just a minute. So you can, are you able to see the earlier computation table, that is calculation of income from let out house property? Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see, this is the entire problem solution. So first you have to compute gross annual value. In working notes, just we have done one problem, no? The 4 values: municipal rental value, fair rental value, actual rent, standard rent. With the help of 4 values, we have to find this value first, gross annual value. That we have found out now. From that amount, you have to deduct municipal taxes. In the problem, they will give what is the amount of municipal taxes that they paid. Okay, you will get net annual value. From that one, you have to deduct under section 24. Exemptions are allowed. One is whatever amount that you got here, on that amount 30% will be allowed as standard deduction. Okay. Similarly, for construction of a house, normally majority of the people take loan to avail this income tax benefit. Okay. So whatever interest that a person pays on the loan amount borrowed for construction of house, that interest will be allowed as a deduction. So this in very less number of problems it will come. When it comes, I will explain. Only this much you have to do, that's all. Gross annual value just we have computed. Like that you have to compute. From that one, municipal taxes they will be given in the problem, you have to deduct. You will get net annual value. On that amount, 30% of the value you are going to allow as standard deduction. And whatever amount that you borrow, on that amount, interest you have to pay. That interest amount will be allowed as deduction as per section 24. And your income from house property will come. See, in the next class, we will do problem on computation of income from house property. Is it clear? Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Very easy problem. This is very easily anybody can solve it. So that is why don't miss the problem. Okay. Thank you very much, dear students. We will meet in the next class.
Thank you, sir.